Have you kept your eye on cryptocurrency lately? Bitcoin's literally skyrocketing. It was at $11,000 last month and it's almost at $18,000 right now, 30 days later. I want to sit down and share with you why Bitcoin's taken off so fast right now. There's four main factors driving this. Why it could also reach $100,000 per coin for Bitcoin in the year 2021. My portfolio's been taken off lately, but I wish I bought more. I only have $2,000 worth of Bitcoin. The rest is in Ethereum and other coins, but I'm going to keep my eye out for any updates, and I want you to do the same because this could be a huge opportunity for you to take advantage of. I'm also going to have a link down below where you can invest your first little amount. You can even buy just a fraction of Bitcoin, and that's going to help keep your wealth diversified while it can also increase over time. You're also going to be avoiding things like inflation, which is inevitable after the $2.6 trillion stimulus bill that was just passed earlier this year. People are looking to get their money out of their bank accounts and into growth assets. So why is the Bitcoin price rising? We're going to take a look at an article. It is 12 days old, but it still represents the big main points I want to cover with you guys today. Just 12 days ago, the price was $15,000. If we look at today's coin market cap, we can see that Bitcoin is at $17,568. We have 18.5 million Bitcoin currently in a circulating supply. Keep that number in mind because it's going to be very vital to why the price is rising when I get into the article here in just a second. The key takeaways I want to introduce up front are Bitcoin broke a key resistance level, making investors believe there's further upside to come. Also, one of the most obvious reasons the price of Bitcoin's rising right now is because of rising inflation due to our dollar becoming less and less valuable after more stimulus bills continue to push people into more safe haven assets like real estate, etc. They want to get their money out of their bank accounts where it's constantly depreciating and into more hard and investment type assets. Also, the increased adoption from payment applications like PayPal, which also owns Venmo, is going to give people far more easy access to start using cryptocurrency in their everyday lives, making it an even more valuable asset in the near future. Also, something I've been hearing in recent news is that more publicly traded companies are starting to purchase Bitcoin, and that's further backing up the credibility of Bitcoin itself. Something I didn't know before I read this article was Bitcoin's historical trend is closely following its halving stock to flow models, and it's showing an ambitious and extremely bullish outlook. So the first point of Bitcoin breaking through a resistance level was right here at $14,000 for one Bitcoin token. That was the peak that Bitcoin hit in June of 2019, and it was at this point when Bitcoin experienced a hard resistance level and it failed to push through the stage, plunging the price all the way down to $3,800. That's when I wish I bought a crap ton of Bitcoin. This was just this year, folks. $3,800 per coin, and now it's almost $18,000. Insane. Now, in October, Bitcoin retested this resistance point only to fall back down. But shortly afterwards, on November 4th, Bitcoin pushed straight through the $14,000 mark and continued higher and higher. This is significant because Bitcoin's all-time high only reached $20,000, and we're rapidly approaching that number. And if we pass that, the sky's the limit. Who knows where we're going to end up in the next 6 to 12 months. That's why I mentioned Bitcoin, and this article will explain later how it may even reach $100,000 as soon as next year. Now, with Bitcoin no longer having any other theoretical resistance point up until the high that Bitcoin experienced back in December 19th or December 16th, where it was at $19,400. That was the highest level we've ever reached. You can see it plunged right down after that, and now we're retesting that all-time high right now, which is super critical. I'm really excited you guys are watching this video, and if you want to make some money on Bitcoin, all you got to do is drop a thumbs up on this video. Actually, scratch that. You got to drop the thumbs up and then go check the link down below to get invested in cryptocurrency, where you're going to gain $10 in Bitcoin if you simply invest $100, which is a really small amount to get your foot in the door, and that $100 can keep on growing. That's why if I put in $1,000, I'm going to 10x my numbers as opposed to if I only put in $100. You want to watch this asset grow over time, and you're going to see the reason why you want to really do this. So point number 2 is inflation and the rush towards safe haven assets. So another reason for Bitcoin's rise is the growing inflation of the US dollar. While inflation on average is only about 2% per year, the recent stimulus spending is poised to greatly increase the level of inflation and decrease the dollar's purchasing power. So when you're going in and minimum wage is 20 bucks an hour at some places and your McDonald's Happy Meal is like 15 bucks, That's what I'm talking about here. So your dollar's not gonna be able to buy you that much. That leaves people to wanna hedge against the dollar if they know it's gonna be going down. They wanna buy into other assets. But what's cool to think about is even if the dollar plummets, if you have your money in one of these safe haven assets, like a home or cryptocurrency, for instance, it's gonna take so many more dollars to buy that same amount of property or cryptocurrency, and you holding on to those things is just gonna make the price of them increase like a crazy amount. So just think about that for a second, because that's pretty crazy and can mean that your things are gonna be worth so much more in terms of dollar amount in the near future. Also, this one hits me huge, the adoption as a means of payment. So another reason for Bitcoin's price appreciation is its growing adoption as a payment method. Recently, PayPal announced that it would soon allow its users and merchants to buy, sell, hold, and accept Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies as a form of payment. So the more cryptocurrency gets utilized in businesses and shopping centers, things like that, the price is obviously going to be exploding. In the past, everyone was joking around like, oh, Bitcoin's going to be nothing, this isn't going to be worth anything. But now that it's getting used by massive companies in everyday activities, you can see it's a much more legitimate asset at this point. PayPal nearly has 350 million active users who will now be able to use the cryptocurrency on these platforms. Not only that, but PayPal also owns the widely popular app called Venmo. Venmo has 40 million active accounts, making the accessibility to Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies even more significant. And after one of the big dogs go, the others start to follow, and that's why other popular competitors to PayPal and Venmo, such as Square and Cash App, also accept cryptocurrency, making the audience even wider for Bitcoin. Now, if you're still worried that Bitcoin and cryptocurrency aren't legitimate assets, just look at other massive institutional companies that are investing bigly in this asset. You can see right here, MicroStrategy, most notably, a business analytics company, converted $425 million worth of cash in its treasury into Bitcoin. Shortly after, the payments company Square made a $50 million purchase. Same thing like PayPal. Once the big dogs start investing and seeing others are doing it, the rest of the trend will follow. You can see right here all the other publicly traded companies holding Bitcoin at this time. MicroStrategy at the top with $425 million of Bitcoin purchased, which today's value equivalates to $577 million. Wow, they gained over $150 million in a short amount of time, and it's only going up from here. Holy crap. You can see all the other companies digging into it right down in here. Now, the other thing that you need to understand is that there's only 21 million Bitcoin ever to be created. No more, no less. That's why I mentioned right here in the coin market cap, there's already 18,500,000 currently in circulation. After 21 million have been created from the Bitcoin mining softwares, no more are going to be created. And at that point, it's more scarce than gold. This is going to be an asset that's not going to be able to be found anywhere else, and you can read it here first. There's only 21 million Bitcoin that will ever exist. This makes Bitcoin more scarce than anything that has ever come before it. Other scarce assets are not 100% finite, and in some cases they may be synthetically manufactured. You cannot synthetically manufacture any more Bitcoin. There's also a process that Bitcoin has called halving. Essentially, Bitcoin has its own built-in escrow mechanism where Bitcoin is released and given to miners as a reward for processing transactions. This reward is cut in half every 4 years. By doing so, Bitcoin's rate of inflation is reduced by half each halving, and its stock-to-flow ratio is doubled each halving. This process continues every 4 years until all Bitcoin in the escrow mechanism is released and in circulation. From that point on, Bitcoin in circulation will be capped at 21 million. As of the time of this writing, there is 18,500,000 in circulation. So far, Bitcoin's price has followed its stock-to-flow ratio very closely, and if it were to continue on this trajectory, Bitcoin's value could be somewhere around $100,000 in late 2021. So there's the evidence for you right there. This is a super opportune moment for you to start investing in new assets. Even if you're not making that much money, just get in a little bit there. You can even dollar cost average your investments into cryptocurrency. I have almost $50,000 that I built up in the stock market. I just started investing in March, made a few videos on my channel about that. I had a total of $35K that I invested in cash out of my bank account because I was like, I need to get money out of there because the dollar's starting to devalue so fast. Well, I made almost $15,000 in a short span of time by just keeping my money in a variety of other stocks. So this is what I'm now starting to get into heavily with Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. The world is yours, guys. Go check the link right down below and see if you want to start investing. You'll see the referral program link right below. And after you invest $100 or more within 180 days of you opening your account, both you and I will make $10 in Bitcoin. So that's pretty cool. You can even get your own referral link after you set it up and share it with your friends or family. And it's kind of like what Cash App did. When you encouraged other friends to download the Cash App, you would get $5 in free cash. So this is some cool stuff for you guys to take a look at. I really hope you took some value out of this video. I just saw this article and was like, holy crap, I need to get this to you guys. So please drop a thumbs up and I will see you in the next video.